Alright guys, how you all doing? I'm Fiesta here, and today we have some amount of news and basically some Intel news because they just launched their third generation CPUs basically. And firstly we have third generation Raptor Lake, obviously that got launched, and we also have the pricing with that. i9 3900K will cost you $589, so that's gonna be, I don't know if it's expensive or not compared to AMD though. It seems like it's not. And we have the specification here, right here. It's gonna be 24 cores, obviously, 8 cores, 16 threads, and well, the rest of the cores are efficiency cores. So yeah, there's that. And the threads will be, oh, actually, my bad. It's 8 cores, 16, 8 plus 16 cores. Basically, the 16 being the efficiency cores, and 32 is the thread, basically. So yeah, it's gonna be 36 megabytes. L smart cache they're referring to, basically L3. Nothing, doesn't really make any change. It's just literally L3. Total L2 cache will be 32, so they're upping the L3 and L2 caches, it seems like. And the frequency here, 5.8. Basically, the rumors are very much correct. It's gonna be 5.8. E-core turbo will be 4.3, not that much. I guess it makes sense. P-core base frequency is going to be 3, and E-core's base frequency is going to be 2.2. And it's unlocked, so overclockable, obviously. It's going to come with UHD 770 graphics, and the total PCIe lanes with 20. That's right, 20 PCIe lanes it's coming with. And the max memory speed that it supports is DDR5 5600 or DDR4 3200. So they're still supporting DDR4, so that's a plus point for Intel here, because as we all know, the DDR5 memories are still expensive. So if you don't have enough money to, buy the DDR5 memories, and I would say it's better not to buy DDR5 memories with that amount of pricing. Let's wait and see if the pricing drops, because it should. For now, we should use DDR4. So yeah, and the memory capacity, we all know that. And the base frequency, the base power, not the frequency, the base power is going to be 125 watts. And the max turbo, which, not surprising, 253. Ooh, that's a lot. That's crazy. And the pricing is, yeah, as I mentioned already, 589 USDs. The KF model coming at 564, a little bit less. The 13700K, however, is coming at 409. And the KF of that model is coming at 384. So if you're looking into some more of a budget-friendly models, 13600K is coming at 319 USDs, and the KF model is coming at 294. And I believe this KF model will be competing against the 7600X from AMD. And if you look into the pricing, it's just $6 less. So it's gonna be very interesting how this level, the mid-level, will, or lower mid, whatever you want to call it. The competition will be very tight there. I'm not sure what's gonna happen on the top, but I can already tell the mid-range is gonna have a good fight, because the pricing looks very similar. And if you look into some gaming benchmarks here, the 3900K, they are saying that it's gonna be leadership in gaming. And if you look into it, they're comparing with Ryzen 9 5950X. So yeah, obviously they're gonna compare. They're gonna compare with Ryzen 9 5950X, so the older model. They are not comparing with 7950X, so we have to wait for the third-party benchmarks to figure out which one is the leadership, because as we all know, both of them have compared with the previous gen. We still don't have no clue what it's gonna look like head-to-head, like the third gen versus the AM5 platform, of course, the 7950X. Yes, that's the one. But for now, if you look into it, Total War Warhammer 3 is getting 11% faster. World of Warcraft Shadowlands getting 15%. F1 2020 24%. Counter-Strike CSGO basically 25%. Far Cry 6 34%. That's a lot of lead right there. Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. I never heard of this game, but yeah, 36%. I don't know how to spell that. I'm not an English speaker, so I don't know how to spell that. Yeah, I'm not gonna even try. 39%. Marvel Spider-Man Remastered is 52%. That's a lot, actually. And the Rift Breakers, by the way, this is an AMD sponsored title, but again, it doesn't matter which CPU is using. 107%. That's the most they're pushing. Holy, 107. That's a lot, I have to say. And we also have more gaming benchmarks here, comparing the all generation, even with the Ryzen 7 5800 3D here. Interesting. And in this case, right here, if you look into the 3D one, some of them 3D wins, as you can see. In these two, 3D is winning. Basically here, 3D is toe-to-toe, I believe. Yeah, basically you can say that. But in these games, however, 3D is losing. I mean, the Ryzen 7 5800. Again, this is the first-party benchmark, so I'm not gonna take it as the granted. We have to wait for the third-party benchmarks, and then we can decide which one is the better one to buy. Of course, the pricing matters, so yeah. And next up, we have something that is interesting. That is, we already seen the pricing, right? But now Newegg is showing this kind of pricing, which is kind of disappointing if you ask me. Like, if you look into it, 13600KF has a increase in price. Not too much, but still an increase. 309. Same goes to i5 13600K, 329. And even the rest. But if you look into the 3900K, that's the most disappointing one. 6559 versus 589. How much are they increasing? That's kind of disappointing. That's not good. That's a Newegg listing, by the way. So, and obviously they just leaked it. Hopefully these are placeholder pricing. Hopefully, but if this is the real pricing, nah, I'm not buying that because this is too much. Yeah. Next up, we have Intel Core i9 3900KS. This is the unreleased version, obviously, and it got leaked in the CPUS benchmark. And if you look into it right here, it got 982.5 and 18,000 is the multi-core, I believe. 18,453.4 score. And well, if you look into comparison here, 3900KS is quite a bit faster. Like, I believe it's like 4% faster in single core and 9% in multi-core. So this is gonna be the KS, the highest end model. So yeah, that's the next up. Again, Intel, everything is Intel. And now we have entry-level ARC A310 has been announced. That's right. And it comes with very mediocre performance. And I don't know, I mean, it's very weak. Very weak. It's a 75 watts GPU anyway, so it's gonna be weak. And it also comes with only 6 XE cores. And the clocking is at 2100 megahertz. The memory is also 4 gigs GDDR6. So it's, yeah, it's very weak. I don't really see the point of using this card for even for gaming. Like, not really that much helpful, right? Like, it's terrible. And it also got ray tracing units, which is kind of laughable if you ask me. Already the performance is gonna be terrible, I can tell. And now they're gonna have ray tracing for this card. It's just, I mean, it's the feature, I guess. It's just a feature. I don't know if you can even use that. So yeah, they're gonna be launching it Q3 of 2022. Oh yeah, for sure. I am waiting for that. I am waiting for so long for the other cards that even this one tells me that it's gonna coming at Q3. I am skeptical about that. Not sure if they will, but we'll see about that. Next up, we have Tom's Hardware reporting something interesting here, and that is Intel has an unannounced 34-core Raptor Lake CPU. That is interesting. 34-core, by the way. And the wafer right here, it got leaked in the Innovation 2022. So it wasn't intentional. It got accidentally leaked here. That's right. So this is the full picture of the wafer right here. If you zoom in, that's right. You can see that. There's probably more pictures here. And yeah, that's the thing that we're getting. And we also have a confirmation of why we're saying this is a 34 core right here. It says Raptor Lake S 34 core. So that confirms it, that this is the 34 core CPU from Intel. But it is not announced yet. Rather, I don't know if it will get announced, but 34 core? Damn. That's a lot of cores. And we also have Intel again. Too many Intel stuff going on, right? And this time, XESS. That's right. I think I'm more excited for this one because it's gonna be free for literally every single GPU out there. It's basically like AMD FSR, but I guess it performs in a different way, right? And yeah, that's right. XESS has been launched, but surprising thing is that it has been very quiet. That's right. It states Intel quietly introduces its highly anticipated upscaling technology. That's right. It's very true. It is a very highly anticipated technology, but it has been launched very quietly. Interesting. That's not a good marketing way to do that, right? But we also have some performance here, and if you look into it, 6800 XT here, right there, in balance mode, average frames, if you look into it, getting at 74.8, and it's using 6800 XT, not even their own GPU. That's kind of funny, but yeah, anyway. And AMD balanced is getting 66.4, and quality getting 59.9, 6800 XT ultra quality getting 52.5, and if you look into the native quality, native mode here, not the quality mode, native mode here, 46.5. So yeah, basically a substantial amount of performance we're gaining from it. Though we don't know what it looks like in terms of image quality, that's for sure. But it works with other GPUs. As you can see, 6800 XT is performing in its XESS. So that's kind of great. FSR, XESS, except DLSS because it doesn't support other GPUs. But yeah, DLSS is also an option for NVIDIA GPUs, but AMD, FSR, and Intel XESS are now here for people with no support of these cards. I believe these XESS will support older cards too. But to be honest with you, it's gonna depend. It's gonna depend which card or which technology you're gonna use, depending on the image quality. Because if they're gonna give you the similar performance, like I don't know the FSR performance, we have to compare that, and some YouTubers will. Don't worry about that. It will come down to the image quality at the end of the day, right? And lastly, we have the Intel i9-3900KS. Holy, so many Intel. Special edition. Is it the special edition? It has 6 GHz clock, which is the craziest clocking ever. Like, hopefully this is in stock cooler. Hopefully, because otherwise there's no point even discussing about it. But yeah, so basically Intel Core i9-13900KS model coming at 6 GHz, which is nice. Love to see that. And it's gonna come at the similar, like, as you can see, like literally the same spec, but the max boost clock is 6 GHz compared to 5.8. So yeah, that's a lot of juice. And probably the release is gonna be later on, like not anytime soon. I'm expecting, or even video cards even expects that it's gonna be releasing after the launch of Ryzen 7000X 3D. So obviously 3D is gonna be also fast. So to counter that, they're gonna be bringing this one, the 3900KS. So yeah, makes sense. Alright, that is it for today. So many Intel, my mouth hurts saying Intel so many times. Anyway, so yeah, Intel launched literally everything. They just poured in like everything, and we have many things about Intel. So what do you think about the Intel XESS? I'm excited for this one only. I don't care about anything else. XESS, yeah, interesting, very interesting, and I would love to see how good the image quality is for that one. So what do you think? Do you like XESS? I mean, you can't really say anything right now. So are you excited? Let me know.